3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, I guess it'll be a little off. Like, I mean, Discord already has delay, so it's probably just Discord. Anyways, so what I think is going to happen to the games industry is that, Nintendo just like set a precedent for video game prices, and other companies seem to wanting to be following suit with at least the video games themselves. Like, Sony did like their discount for a bit or whatever, but as far as game prices are concerned, they didn't say anything about that, right? And other companies also want video games to be $80. A lot of publishers have openly stated that they think video games should be even more expensive than that. And
What? Really?
yeah, and I can put a couple clips in here, or I'll just link videos in the description because a lot of people have talked about this at length. They just haven't talked about what I'm about to say, which is that I think it's like conspiratorial, but I think that companies are just kind of observing each other, and they're like, okay, this is the next move we can make based on what this person is doing. I don't think they're like in cahoots or anything, but just, making moves through observation.
You're definitely right, because like Nintendo, everyone went quiet when Nintendo was about to reveal the price for the Switch 2, and like other stuff about the Switch 2. And Sony didn't really do anything until the Switch 2 dropped. Until the whole discount that Sony has for the PlayStation 5 and stuff,
Yeah.
none of that was like mentioned before the Switch 2 was released. That came out the day the Switch 2 dropped. So they're definitely watching each other.
So they're increasing prices across the board, and a lot of people are saying that they can't afford that, except for like the soy boys, essentially. And
Yeah.
even the
I mean, it's not
normies.
that I just don't want to support that, to be honest.
Well, yeah, even the normies are starting to be like, okay, this is kind of too expensive. Why? So you know how Xbox has their Games Pass, and there's a lot of games on it.
Yeah, I
So,
got a lot of my games off of Game Pass.
but you know how you like really, really don't own those games, right? I think what's eventually going
Yeah,
to
I'm pretty sure they
happen.
get rotated out. I'm pretty sure they get rotated out eventually, but by that point, I would have beat the game anyway
Well,
again, so I didn't really care.
what I think the kind of master plan is eventually, like their wet
Because like
dream.
with the Game Pass, you're not paying for the game itself. You're paying for like a subscription, like Netflix.
So all these companies' wet dreams, especially Microsoft, I'm sure they already have the Xbox Live Game Pass, but they want. This is just my opinion, by the way. You always have to state that nowadays. This is my opinion, but I'm pretty sure what they would want is for video games, like all your games, like right now, if your account gets like deleted or you get in trouble and your account gets banned for like some amount of days, your games are still there on your console. So unless the company that published the game is just really shitty and makes you log in to play, you can still play the game offline. But what I think they really would like to do is turn video games from a certain point onwards into 100% subscription based service, so that it would be like Netflix or like Hulu, so that if you don't pay that month, all your video games will be locked out, so it'll be like they're not even there, is where I think video games are going, especially since the prices are going up and they can make them cheaper. I think they're artificially increasing the prices of the games so that consumers, the normies, the people that don't watch videos like this, the people that don't look into it, will just give into the subscription service because they're going to think, oh, well, I just can't afford these games. Oh, well, what am I going to do? I mean, the subscription service must be the way. I mean, that's the future, isn't it? And then because of them, I know I'm like insulting a bunch of people right now, but I don't really care. But, because of the people that don't do any research whatsoever, they're going to buy into it, and they're going to nudge the consumer more and more into like, yes, this is the way it should be. Then they're going to make up like, I can't possibly conjure up any excuses as to why they're going to say it's a good thing if it ends up that way, but I really do think that's the road we're headed down with gaming.
I mean, yeah, I can kind of see that, especially with the Switch 2's fiasco of like how you don't actually get a chip for your games anymore.
Oh,
You
that
just
has
get
me
like
so
a
fucked
code.
up.
You get a code to download it, and the code only works once. So if you lose your accounts for any reason, the chip that you have, like the cartridge, is just null and void. So Like you don't
Yeah.
even if you get a physical copy, it's not actually physical, and I think that's really funny.
Yeah, it's so just like why are they even bothering? They're just pretending to give you a physical copy. Like, is that to make people feel better? That's like that supports my argument of they're trying to ease people in. Like, you kind of own the game, but not really because you need this code anyways. It's still digital, but you can hold something in your hand. But next generation, they're not going to have that. It's going to be completely
Well,
digital.
Doug Bowser did come out say that they went that route for the Switch 2 because it helps game developers make games for the Switch 2, and it also provides them security that they apparently they really wanted. But he also said that the whole with the cartridge deal, he said it's pretty much optional, and it comes down to the individual developer how they want to choose to do it. So it's not really Nintendo's doing. It's just that yeah, Nintendo created the concept, but it's down to the developer whether or not they want to do that. So I think we should be putting our foots on their necks too.
Like I said, it is publishers, but we shouldn't act like Nintendo wouldn't love that anyways. Like, did he even
Oh
elaborate
yeah.
on what security means in that context?
He did mention a little. It was like bullet points. He didn't go into full details, but I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, Nintendo boss says Switch 2 should be available as solid. No, that's not it. Would you be able to link me something?
Yeah, let me look it up. I tried not to have my other monitor on so I wouldn't get distracted.
Oh, that's appreciated.
Um,
Jamie,
okay,
can you pull that up?
just to not have dead air. But
No, it's fine if
what
we have
can I
dead air.
talk
I can
about?
just edit it. It's not like we're
Uh,
live.
okay, let me see.
Because I'm looking right
Why
now on
is
my
Doug Bowser
laptop.
ethnicity coming up? Switch to.
What is he, Mr. Clean?
I have no idea.
What kind of
Oh
fucking
yeah, here it
question
is.
is that?
Okay, I have no, that's not it. Fudge. And you know what's funny about the Switch too? You could add this into the video as well. Have you ever heard of this guy? Let me look up his name. There's this YouTuber that breaks his consoles.
Who breaks his consoles?
Uh, he breaks them. Oh, his
Break.
name is
Oh,
Plain Rock. Yeah, he's apparently been doing it since like the GameCube era. But he will like go to GameStop on the day of console release, buy the console, and then like go outside and break it in front of everybody. And
wow.
he did that for the Switch. He did that for the Switch too, and it got a lot of people that were waiting in line really mad because they had limited Switch twos.
Yeah.
Um, and a bunch of people in Japan saw it as well, and it's worse for Japan because apparently like only 22% of the population are allowed to get one because they're the amount of Switch 2s are so like low that they can't afford to give everybody one. So it's basically first they have to in Japan to get a Switch 2, you basically have to win a lottery that gives you the opportunity to buy one. So your name has to get pulled from like a hat. And the Japanese viewers that saw that video of him smashing the Switch 2, I saw one post that said, "Don't come to Kyoto."
Why do they have such limited amounts in Japan?
I have no
Like, I
idea.
know they do
Let
that
me
shit
find
here
that.
too. Well, with the consoles themselves, they don't seem to do that as much here, actually. You don't have to wait very long, like if they do get sold out.
um, that wasn't all
Although it
though,
just came
because
out, so, like, you know.
that wasn't all though. With the Switch 2 as well. This is unrelated to anything like major. It was just that YouTubers Corey X Kenshin and Dashi were at a GameStop to buy a Switch 2 the night they released, and like they had like an army of people outside, basically like trying to get. They were trying to get into the GameStop, but security was like keeping them away from Dashi and Corey. And there's a video of Dashi and Corey running to their car because they were like in the same they were in the same escort car. Um, and they're like grabbing on Dashi's shirt and shit and like trying to like grab Corey and shit. And they're like all of these kids are these actually adults are acting like fucking monsters,
I
trying
was
to
about to
like they're
say,
grabbing Dashy's shirt and shit, and he's running.
like I
He's like
said,
literally running.
only the soy boys would act like that. And also, how many YouTubers are getting paid to buy the Switch 2 with how fucking angry everybody is? Like, consumers are not happy about this. And so many YouTubers are like, oh, this is the best thing ever. I love the Switch 2. I'm like, dude, are you... Yeah, this
Nah,
feels so
it's the
artificial.
dude.
This feels insanely
It's
fake.
manipulation. It's manipulation. Dudes are like, oh, you don't want to switch to because it's not about the fucking game or whatever. It's about
And man, I'm so excited about that
you
Nintendo
just can't
Switch
afford
2
it,
direct.
and it
Sure,
becomes a
still
dick
out there,
measuring
Junior.
contest.
How about Junior and Papa in stunning 4K?
You got a point there. They definitely saved the best for first.
Yeah, but finally a Donkey Kong 3D game.
Overall, no Mario 3D games will just dress the gorilla like her. At least he puts some clothes on.
Well, at least now I can voice chat with Koopa Kid and Uncle.
Bowser Live was the best.
Very funny. I thought that was actually going to be something. So, do you want to talk about the VR chat thing that you brought up earlier?
Oh, hold on. I'm still trying to find that game key thing. I'm still trying to find it
Still.
because it's such fresh. Okay, here it is. He says the game key cards were at least in part utilized to help make the Switch 2 attractive to third-party game publishers. And I can't see where he said it was for like security and shit. It's
Yeah.
really fresh.
I love how
maybe some more videos will come up about it.
hopefully, because these I mean, let's just call them PR people, you know, at this point, they'll just come out and like say these like ambiguous things and just expect people to just take it at face value. Oh yeah, it must be true, without questioning like what the hell that even means. Why is that better for third-party developers? Just because you're using words that sound big to a lot of people doesn't mean it's like it means anything at all. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. And I know what I'm talking about a little bit.
Yeah, they
Like, that
said
doesn't
stuff
sound
like
like it
about
means
how
anything.
cartridges are like. They said shit about like how cartridges are really expensive to make. And it's like, you guys control how much your game costs to make. Like, no one's telling you guys to make everything fucking $300 million.
Oh, I know, right?
Like,
The video I was watching earlier
Mhm.
was talking about how Nintendo's games comparatively to other studios, you know how these idiots make their games like you just like cost $300 million. Like, Nintendo's
yeah, like
cost
The
a
Last of
fraction.
Us too. Like, yeah.
I'll say like a third. A fraction makes it sound way smaller than that. But like a third, sometimes less, and then they're charging the same amount and charging how much for their hardware? Like,
Too
they're
much.
scumbags. And people have been like adding up all the accessories too. Like, you know how you could get all the accessories for the Wii for so cheap back when? But now, like, absolutely not. They're overcharging. Like, it's just.
I mean, the way I see it, and then like the fact that like the Switch 2 only has like one new game. Everything else on the Switch 2 is a port of a game that came out like years ago.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Like Cyberpunk
Nintendo used to be.
2077. That shit came out like 5 years ago, dude.
Are they still charging $60 for that game?
That I don't know. It's probably like $40 on the Switch 2.
I would hope at least. Yeah, just like
They're
the
like
fact that
Street
you
Fighter
couldn't even
6 is
find
coming to the
anything.
Switch 2, and it's like that game came out like 2 years ago.
The fact that you couldn't find anything, it's just like such a nothing statement. Like, no elaboration. They just say it and they want the interviewer or whoever to move on. And they do, because they're probably being paid, like, while they're interviewing them.
Before we move on to the next topic, you are familiar with Pokemon games, right?
I mean,
Like how they
concepts.
look graphically.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of their graphics?
The games?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that the Pokemon games aren't made by Nintendo, but they definitely, like, mostly follow that.
No, they're made by
know.
They're made by Game Freak, but this is
Well, I
going to be
know.
really funny.
But, I mean, Well, I just said I know that, but like,
No, this isn't related to the Switch 2's fiasco or anything. This is a whole new topic.
well, I didn't even finish it.
Oh, sorry.
I know that they're not made by Nintendo, but they definitely follow the like kind of Nintendo style, like the soft. What is it? I don't. The accessible is the wrong word. The really like just generally appealing, I guess, like art style that they have.
Yeah, I won't say it's generic, but they do have a really cutesy like friendly art style,
There's
like
definitely a
Kirby.
word for that. The zero outlines 3D art that's just like usually pastels and very minimal is usually
Honestly,
Nintendo's
I do
art
not like
style. I don't know what it's called though. I'll have to put that on screen if I can find
I
it.
do not like 3D models without an outline.
Yeah,
Unless it's like
it's
realistic. If it's realistic, that's different. But if it's like anime or like fucking I don't know. But
right.
I just thought this was really funny because like you know how Pokemon games look really like you said minimalist and it's like really kind of like graphically like basic.
Yeah.
Everyone attributed that to Game Freak for a long time, and like you would see dozens of videos. Like you could just look up the word Game Freak and lazy in the same sentence, and you'll probably like find a dozen videos.
Wait, will I really?
You'll probably find huh?
Will I really?
Yeah, look it up. I'm telling you, you'll find a dozen YouTube videos about that, like calling Game Freak lazy.
Of course, the first result is from Reddit. Why do you still
But
tolerate Game Freak's laziness?
but okay, let me now hear me out. Look at Google Images
Why
and just
Game
look
Freak
at
will
like
always get
their
away with being lazy?
just no just look at Google Images and look at their work because this is going to be really funny. They kind of like they kind of like we kind of like got to shut our mouths now.
I don't know why this guy came up, but I don't like that. Um, I'm gonna send you what I just saw.
I hope it's
It's not. It's just like freak.
oh dude, why is everything on fucking I hate Facebook. I keep clicking on images and then it takes me to Facebook's website.
That's really annoying.
Right. Isn't that Spamton?
Oh yeah, it is supposed to be like Spampton, isn't it? The guy's probably autistic. Don't bully him.
I know more about Undertale than I should. Like everything I
Spampton's from
know about
Undertale?
Undertale is against my will. Huh?
Spampton is in Undertale?
Or I mean Deltarune. Well, any Toby Fox adjacent game, I've known about it against my will.
I'd imagine it's mostly against your will. Okay.
Anyway, no, but
Yeah,
what I
what do you
was
gotta tell
talking
me
about.
about
So you've
VRChat?
seen no. Game Freak. We're not
Oh
done
my
with
god.
that. You got to see this. So you've seen their work, right? You've seen like how many people are calling them lazy, right?
Yeah.
This is their current game that they just announced the other day. This is what that looks like. Now, this is where I say they shut us up because this trailer alone proves that it was never Game Freak that was the problem. It was the Pokemon Company. It was Nintendo themselves.
Oh,
They're
they
the
wanted to
reasons
have
why
that.
Pokemon games look like shit.
They wanted them to have
Huh?
that cute, softy, like
Yes,
minimalistic look.
yes, and we like Pokemon fans for years dogged on Game Freak, saying they're like lazy. They're a studio of like 30 people. They can't do shit right, and their games are glitchy and shit like that. And then
Hmm.
this is what they've been producing on the side. And then
Is
like
this a different
compare that
game?
to the newest. This is a different game, yeah.
Okay.
I forgot the name of it because it's brand new. But this is what that looks like, and then this is the new Pokemon game that they're also developing. Um, which the new Pokemon game doesn't look bad, but
The screenshot of
it's
that
just for
looks
the sake
good.
of
I wonder if that's going to be anything. You know what I mean? Like something that people will actually latch onto. Because it doesn't necessarily pique my
yeah.
curiosity, but it Like the
Yeah,
screenshot
it's
looks
just
cool.
it's a snippet from the trailer. I didn't want to link the whole thing, but
Okay.
this is what the newest Pokemon game looked like. Now they're making both of these games at the same time, and the Pokemon one doesn't look bad, but this just proves that Game Freak was never the problem. It was Nintendo, and we've been shitting on Game Freak since for like 20 years now. Like every gameplay like problem we've attributed to Game Freak being lazy, and now it's just finally hitting us that it was never Game Freak. It was the Pokemon Company and Nintendo.
I mean, Nintendo really, they're one of those companies that definitely has a very vested interest in wanting to have like an iron grip on the people that have been playing their games for the last 2 to 3 decades. You know, that's why it's like always
Yeah.
nostalgia. That's never changing. Like, how much
Oh my God, you're right.
has fucking Mario Kart changed since the Wii? Since the GameCube? Since it was 3D? How much has it changed? They don't want it to change because
Well,
they want
now
people to
you can
keep on
ride on
trying to.
walls.
They want to keep on trying to re-deliver that moment that it first came out for all those people that have been fans of theirs for so long. Like, what else do they have? I mean, I'm not saying that they can't make anything new, but they've decided that this is the road that they want to go down as far as that.
But I'm saying that they shouldn't make anything new. Um, but yeah,
They shouldn't.
it's just like it's like I don't know, man. It's I'm sorry. Like what the fuck? We could have had Pokemon games that look that good this whole time, and the only reason we haven't is because of Nintendo. And we've been shitting on Game Freak for years,
They
like
Nintendo
bashing
don't
them on
want that.
Twitter. We've been bashing them. Why did Nintendo let them be a scapegoat? That's another thing I don't understand.
Oh, because
They've been a
Nintendo
scapegoat this whole time.
because Nintendo is perfect. They don't do anything wrong. They everything they
Dude,
do you can justify. All of it, all of it. You can always justify anything they do. They're squeaky clean, as we all know. I mean, at least that's what people that are buying the Switch 2 would probably tell you.
I
Maybe not in
mean,
that
yeah.
way, but that's what they would tell you.
I mean, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was just floored to be
So,
honest, because like I could not believe the fact that we could have had Pokemon games that look like that, and we just don't because of Nintendo.
you
But
gotta
we've been
tell
shitting
me.
on Game Freak.
You need to tell me, what is it in VR chat now? I want to know
Okay,
what you were holding on to
okay,
earlier.
okay.
Because it
So,
sounded like it was probably going to disgust me, and I want to know.
so there will be people that get on VR chat,
Yeah.
and they basically live in VR chat.
Oh, I know.
Like,
It's fun. Like, remember, it was 3 years ago that we tried VR chat, just like because we were curious what the people are liking it and shit, you know? And then we saw that more than once, remember? We asked the person we were hanging out with, so why is that person's legs and shit like all over the place? Are they actually sleeping? And they're like, yeah, people will just wake up in their headset and they'll keep playing. That sounds like
and that's
insanely
that's
unhealthy.
not good. That's so fucking
That
unhealthy.
would give you psychosis really fast, like faster than people
Well,
realize.
well, there are people that get jobs in VR. Like I've seen videos of dudes just like proudly being like, "Oh yeah, I work at this bar. I work at this
How
VR bar.
do
They're
these
about to pay me
people?
minimum wage when we get enough members."
How do these people afford a headset and a computer that
Dude, they
can run
got full
it?
body tracking and
Like,
everything.
dude, who are these people? Like, that is
They got,
insane to me. That people, I just nah. Every time I hear something like this, people that are not chronically online, we need a new term for these
dude,
people. Like,
that wasn't even the
where
worst of
does their
it.
money come
That wasn't
from?
even.
I want to know. I want it.
I've seen so much shit. I've seen, dude, the
What
role
the
plays
fuck?
these people have go get like borderline fucking schizophrenic.
I'm
Dude, I've seen
sure.
people that like have RP families and like they'll be calling people, "Oh, that's my daughter" or whatever, and I'm like, "Bro, she's 30. You're 50." Oh my god. Oh my
That
god.
sounds really
See,
really
the
weird.
CIA could not torture an RP daughter out of me. They couldn't torture that like secret out of me. They'd have to waterboard me to death because I would never tell somebody I have an RP daughter.
That's not something you can tell people, dude.
Dude,
Oh my god.
imagine I was just like telling people, yeah, I have a daughter, and they're like, oh, can we see a picture of her? And I just pull out a 3D model.
They probably would think you're fucking schizophrenic, to be honest. Could you imagine somebody
And,
doing that?
like-
Like, I mean, in the future, it's gonna happen. There's gonna be a news article of somebody
Well,
taking a mean video of someone that is obviously vulnerable, being like, yeah, this is my daughter. No, I'm serious. And they're just gonna be mocking them. It's probably it's somewhat how it would go down.
I mean, that similar thing already happened, but with like a Pokemon fan that married
Unaliving.
himself.
Sorry. I don't want to laugh right away.
You
Oh, no.
laughed before I said he killed
Unalived.
himself? That's insane.
Sorry.
You laughed right before I said he killed
Unalived.
You just said a similar thing in Pokemon, and I was like, oh.
What's funny about a man marrying his Pokemon, Logan? What's funny about that? You know that's canon, right?
Okay, but you're talking about real life?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What's so funny about it, Aaron?
What's funny about that is how far we've fallen from grace. That's what's funny about that.
You don't get it.
We stray farther from God every day, they say.
But I've seen dudes that like they'll be talking about, oh,
Ugh.
I'm making minimum wage, $7.25 an hour, working at an RP bar.
Okay,
Who's
now,
paying you?
are they making in-game currency, or are they getting PP'd that?
People say that, I mean, it's really unclear. People will say that they're making real money, though.
Who the fuck
But
is
it's like-
paying them? Like, who's the whale that's fucking, like, in VRChat? Like, paying people to serve them fake
Like
burgers?
in MMOs,
Like, that
in
is
MMOs, I
crazy.
get it. When there's a big party, you need people to like handle like DJing and shit.
Yeah.
I've seen people get paid for that. But in VR chat, getting paid for like being a virtual bartender,
That is crazy. Imagine how... Imagine how fat they all are. It's so fucking
dude,
mean.
please don't do that. Don't do that. That's so mean.
I'm sorry.
That's so
Sort
mean.
of.
And it's like all of these people are just like they must have gotten hurt by the world because they're too socially anxious to go out and do this in real life.
You know what's fucked
But-
up? Is that I can throw this in here. I've been meaning to make a video on it. I don't really need to make an entire video dedicated to it. You know those kiosks that they have in McDonald's? And do they have those in Wendy's, Burger King? I'm not sure. I just know that I've seen them in McDonald's. They really want people to get on those and like skip the human interaction. The less capable you are of talking to humans, the better for the companies because of your phone. The more you're on your phone, the more money they'll make. And that's really where it stops. There's not like much more explanation needed unless you just like really, really don't get it. I think that part of the reason that they have those kiosks is to get people on their phones more and get people more socially inept. Like, it might sound like a conspiracy theory at first, but like, let me rephrase that. It might have seemed like a conspiracy some amount of years ago, but saying that now sounds completely plausible, right? Like, it's fucked up how they want to do us, but they really want us to be like that. Like these VR chat people. Not to throw shade at them. Their life probably sucks, you know, but they would rather us be like them. Because it would make them so much more money if we did not know how to talk to people anymore.
Well, I think it's double I think it's another side to it because there's times where like nobody wants to work in like these fucking restaurants anymore, at least not in the hood. So
Right.
a lot of them have kiosks because like they just won't have enough workers. And the workers that are there are slow as fuck. I cannot like I can often not talk. Like I went to Myers today, and this old lady in front of me, because like all the self checkouts were like locked off. I was in line, and this old lady was in front of me, and she was pulling out all of her money so fucking slowly. I really considered just leaving my shit there and leaving the store because like she was pulling her money out slowly and then counting like coins really slowly, and then the cashier was taking it and then putting it in the fucking bank slowly because the cashier was also old. And it's like, dude, I low key, I legit.
Fiddlesticks. Rada, 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 rada,
Oh,
rada.
just fuck.
Hold on, I gotta step away. I'll be right back.
God damn
But
it.
yeah, I'll continue that in a second. Just give me 1 minute, okay?
Oh, God. Oh, that was
All right,
great.
just wait 1 second.
Okay. They're both just fucking like dirt. Oh, man. Oh, that was good. How to touch people in the metaverse. How people do it in VR chat. How to add your friends in VR chat via PC. Great lineup of videos. I looked up people working in VR chat, but I'm not finding what he's looking for. But I bet if I went to YouTube directly. Let's see. Working in VR chat. Let's be more specific though. Working a job in VR chat. When a normal guy visits a virtual world, can I get a job? VR coffee shop employee meltdown. Yeah, must be a thing. That is so strange. Like, fucking what? There's a lot of furries in VR chat. I mean, that's not very surprising. Again, no shade. I'm borderline a furry. But I'm not quite there. I'm not quite to that level. GTA 5 RP. Of course that comes up somehow. The video only has 197 views though. Surprised. And groaning like a geezer.
Okay, so back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yes, people will get jobs in these games, and
I see, I just saw
I
a
heard
video
you
that
were
said
like,
coffee shop employee crashes out in VR chat or some shit.
well, I was getting to that too. I was getting to that. Hold on. Because, like, um, this is what I was talking about when I said that people will, like, have RP families and shit.
Oh yeah, I gotta see that
Um,
actually.
Share your screen for me real quick so I can see as well.
Okay. Ugh. Real quick then, hold on, I'm gonna cut to laptop screen. So, stop recording. Okay, yeah. I'll stop recording and on my computer, like you, and I'll record on here. So screen cap, yeah. Remind me later. Start recording and share screen. God, this laptop is so much slower than my PC. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, send me that.
I sent it to the chat.
Oh, okay. I wasn't even paying. Oh my god, this laptop is so slow. God damn. All right, before we start playing this, sync up again. So say 1 on cue.
One.
3, 2, 1. Okay, I'll do it
Two.
again. 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Okay, good enough. All right.
Wait, before you start
Let's
the
see.
video,
Yeah,
before you start it, I will say,
bro, it's to go.
I will
The
say-
start instantly.
I was gonna say, this is the other side of the coin I was talking about with vrchat though, because like these people are clearly like so far like they're outcasts and they find like solidarity in this game, and they feel comfortable to like live a second life in this game.
I was about to say that these people would have been playing Second Life.
I played Second Life. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. But what I'm
Dude,
getting at is,
oh my god, PlayStation Home was so
oh my
it was
god,
goated.
PlayStation Home.
I can't wait for them to bring that back. I need to get a PS3 so that I can donate to the PlayStation Home thing.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna put that in the description.
But yeah.
If you guys
so,
donate to
like,
that, carefully follow the instructions so you don't delete your cache on your hard drive if you have an old one.
I got cash, I got bucks, I got Dota flicks. Let me fucking focus. So, that fucking song is so funny.
I'm gonna play like a
well,
snippet of it while you are rapping it.
All right, I'll send you the link in a second. Oh yeah, the other side of it, like, yeah, these guys are really far gone, and they clearly find solidarity with each other in this game as like they're living a second life away from the real world. And I don't know, maybe I'm not really helping this case, but I think they should just be left alone, because there are dudes like this proximity chat guy. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm subscribed to him, but I don't think it's really okay that he goes around harassing these guys and like rage bait.
No, he shouldn't.
And
And
yeah, he gets them to crash out, and then like there's been videos of people actually like crying because he's like harassing them, and everyone's like okay with it because they're like cringy vrchat people. But I'm like, okay, but like these guys are like real people too. Like clearly
No,
they're
when
in
you
the game
say-
because
when you say somebody's touched, like, that's these people for sure. I can
yeah.
tell just by looking at this. I really hope that they know people in real life that care about them, because, I mean,
yeah, because
if I'm going to be blunt, these people are fucked.
I mean, but then there's also another side of vrchat people that are like far gone in a different way. Like I've seen people like saying that they've been like sexually assaulted in vrchat, and it's like, bro, just take the headset off.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, that video, I got a lot of shit to link in the description, but like that guy's video, he like baited somebody. I'm surprised that he was able to, but at least so well, I mean. Like how far he was able to take it, which was like really gross. It makes you want to not the user, and I have to censor that, of course, but not the guy that made the video, but like the user, because like he's just so snide after he gets called out, and he acts like he's so cool. You really, it invokes something in you that, like, a side of yourself that you don't really appreciate, don't necessarily hate. You know, it's really terrible. But yeah, let's watch this.
Take a deep breath.
You know what's going on?
I have no clue what's going on.
I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible person.
All you do is push people away. Help me. Enough.
Oh my god.
Vegas, enough.
I think they need to take a break.
I already tried to get him to do that, but he don't want to. Tried to get him to do that many times, actually.
I guess we're moving this to a new server.
Need to take a break? You know I can make you take a break. It takes one phone call from Graham. You will never be allowed on VRChat again.
Dad?
Hold on. This is important, kiddo.
How long they been acting like this?
I've dealt with them for many years now.
I would recommend real therapy. That's just me, though.
You saying that shit's not really fucking helping. So why don't you keep your fucking opinions to your fucking self and shut the fuck up? Would you rather go pay somebody or get
Logan,
free
pause the
help?
video.
You know,
You're right. The
I was
corona-
looking at images of VRChat and I was like, oh wow, there's a lot of furries in VRChat, and there's like
Yeah, I heard
a
that.
lot. So, like, Jesus.
Dude,
Is this like their safe haven? Furries and
I'm gonna
fucking
need you to like
PDFs?
scroll the
I mean,
scroll the monitor down or whatever, scroll the screen down so I don't have to stare at that. Bruh. It's still on screen.
no, I'm not looking at the screen because, like, oh my god, like, you're so right.
Okay. I was gonna say, would you, as a grown man
God.
in VR chat, call another man dad? Or actually, better question: what would you do if your daughter was a VR chat daughter? Like, would you rather have a fucking like an MMO son or a VR chat daughter?
Probably an MMO son, I guess.
Like both of these guys are like basement dwellers.
Ugh, I don't know which one is better, but one will probably have less mental problems than the other, I guess.
And you also have to take into account that your daughter is going to be calling another man dad.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. Maybe the MMO sounds better.
Okay, that's all I have to ask.
Oh yeah, the fucking coffee shop employee thing is by the same user here.
Yeah, I've watched them all. This
Men on
shit's
this
funny.
game who roleplays families are definitely qualified therapists.
Not role play, good sir. These are fucking family.
You're calling him dad. I heard somebody call him dad. It's a roleplay.
No, it's not, you tard.
That is. You call. There's a little girl who called him dad.
It's not. Look, this is my fucking brother, not my blood brother. Brother.
Yeah, so it's roleplay.
No, it is,
You know-
you stupid motherfucker. It's a fucking
You know what's crazy
family.
is these people really,
A roleplay family.
they're having real, genuine feelings like they were having a conversation with somebody face to face.
I can just leave so I don't ruin your guys'
Like, I feel like a lot of people that don't understand think that these people are acting. They're not acting.
Enough.
Like, they're being so for real. Like, if you don't understand,
Yeah, back to the mirror.
it's
Back to the mirror. You heard
it's
Daddy.
genuine.
That's
That's
what
all I can
makes
say.
me feel
Really.
bad for them and think that they should be left alone, to be honest.
You yelled at them for saying Vegas needs to be in a mental asylum, which he fucking does.
I don't think they should be left alone, but they shouldn't be approached like this. That's for sure.
For a new VR mom.
This is not
I
like the
will.
way.
27. I like the VR family thing.
I am in the top 100 of VR chat users. If you go to Steam ladder, I'm number 44.
Why is her chest censored?
There you are.
I was about to say, did it actually have tits out? Like, why?
790 hours. Wait, you guys are with the furry keys?
790 hours?
Actually, maybe that's what it was. It sounds familiar.
That proximity chat guy.
Good lord.
He does,
I'm sure
awful things to
there's
people and
people that
tries
have
to
way
take
more
over
hours than that.
communities. He even tried to...
I mean, I have like almost 60 hours in fucking,
I don't think you can get
what is
VR
it?
chat removed. I don't
Repo?
think that's possible.
I need to give that game a break though until there's a big update, because
Why,
yeah,
why is his
I don't
tail
like it.
clipping through the wall?
Well, of course it's clipping through the wall. They don't have like real-time physics in VR chat. Unless the person that made the world
I moved my
applied them,
couch around my house
which
all
makes
the
your
time.
computer lag out horribly, because it's super unoptimized most of the time.
Oh, that's light work. I bench more than that.
Alright, we don't gotta watch all this for this video, but yeah, I think that's all we wanted to talk about, right? I threw something else in there
Well-
too that I've been meaning to talk about.
Before you go,
So I can cross that off my list.
you gotta click on the coffee video.
Alright, is there any point I should skip to?
You know what? Actually, let me find you a clip.
Okay, we'll just cut to that. Oh my god. And my ass almost hurts, so I guess that, like, a good indicator for when a video is going on long enough, if we're gonna do this format, is when my ass starts hurting too much because I'm sitting on a subwoofer. My bony ass cannot handle it. But that's the only thing that's short enough for me to sit on for, like, this camera angle to work.
There is so many people waiting in line to get in. The line's all the way out the door. I'm like, Jesus, I'm hearing people scream. I'm hearing everybody going at it, screaming to be let inside. And I guess it was too much for the owner because watch what happens.
Excuse me, change avatar. Change avatar now, or you're not getting in.
Nobody's getting in. The line's taking too long to move.
Let me in, Jit. Let me in.
Jit.
Do you mind fucking filling a job application?
Come take the Jit.
Come take it then, Jit.
You're really gonna make me push your shit in, bro.
Hey, can we hurry up, please? I'm trying to get in. Gotta open the doors, man. They're gonna break.
I can't
them
not
down.
laugh at this situation. This is so dumb. This sucks.
Bro, shut your bitch.
Like I'm really saying the N-word on camera.
I don't give a shit.
God.
Free proximity chat, bro. He did nothing wrong. Millie's getting cancelled. I'm one of the people invented.
What are they in fucking jail?
Yeah, some say I sound like Dahmer.
That's supposed to be a flex. He just said are we not gonna ignore what the fuck he just said? What did he
I feel
say?
bad for the girls that
He said,
use
people say I
sexy
sound like
models in this
Dahmer.
game because they're
Like
probably
Jeffrey
like
Dahmer.
a level of,
Boy.
at least likely, a level of insecurity that we cannot possibly ever comprehend in our lifetime.
Like softer voice was, but then it became eerie. Like how
That's their problem, not mine.
In a matter of seconds. Your voice is hot, by the way. Don't know if you know that or not.
Thanks.
Ooh, sorry.
Jesus.
That was vodka and pulled pork.
Yum.
Lovely.
Hey, whoever's
Fucking pulled pork.
I love pulled pork though. Famous Dave's pulled pork. Shout out to Famous Dave's. That shit is so good. I get it every time I go there.
That reminds me, I was thinking about the Brat Stop earlier. I miss it.
Oh yeah, shout out to the Brat Stop, my first job. I fucking hated it. I don't hate the place though.
I love that place.
Certainly unique. That's what I usually tell people is if they're visiting from a different city or state. It's unique.
That's it.
I'm not gonna say it's like super clean and shit, but like unique. Yeah, very interesting. Also, my laptop is gonna die soon, so yeah. First slot video, so that's cool. We'll come up with a creative title shortly.
Let's continue this thingy.
All right, I'm gonna continue on my computer and end the video here.
Serve packs and bangs with the standard weather in the back for change. And as a youngin', I was taught the game. We used to watch my daddy while he cut that cane. I hear the way you kind of out my brain. Well, trees trying to crush that pain. I walk around, geez, laugh insane. I was Lil Tremaine when they had no name.